GregglyPuff will be in go mode with the loot and the key, all the orbs pre-lit, and it's just a question of any final preparations that he may want to do, knowing that he's ahead. And that's one of the interesting things about bingo, is that you don't necessarily have to go pedal to the floor as fast as you can when you're in a situation like this, because GregglyPuff can see Dem0nfr0g's bingo board and knows that Dem0nfr0g isn't yet there. So it might be smart to do a little bit of extra preparation at this point.
Yeah, you got to feel pretty good if you're Greg. You see you have your force line done. You just have to confuse carry here. Demon's still 3 squares away in his force line and 2 squares away in the line that we think he's going for. You got to feel pretty good if you're Greg, especially with this black belt that's just going to be melting everything in front of him.
Yeah, just catching Chad up on what happened. So it looks like the Bane shot landed well. There was some stream difficulties. It did take 15 casts, so it happened, but it took a little while to get done.
All right, Greggly going to send out Confuse. 2 shots miss. Defense Sword. Another Confuse, Defense. And Greg hits Confuse. A little more lucky here than he was with the Bane.
Carrie hits herself, and then GregglyPuff finishes the job, 1,500 damage.
Alright, so at 51 minutes and about 40 seconds or so, GregglyPuff gonna take his dive into Temple of Fiends Revisited and just really kind of floor it. This should be about a 6 or 7 minute Topher with the black belt at this level here. Greggly could be looking to sub-hour this.
Yeah, in really good shape. Does have life 2 casters just in case one of them dies, the other one can res him up, and has that big beefy black belt. Should be able to come through here without much trouble.
Except when you run into ambushing OK Men.
Yeah, well, Topher's going to Topher. It's never free, even when you think it might be. And we get another little round of OK Man. GregglyPuff says that's enough and resets out of this encounter table.
Yeah, probably a good move.
So Dem0nfr0g is back in. That's what he's looking for. Pro Rings +5. Gearing up. Dem0nfr0g is in the air now, so I didn't see if he was able to pick up Quake yet, though.
He has not. He got in the air and then went over to Elfland to kind of stock up on the rest of his shopping.
Okay, right. Looks like he needed to pick up Bane as well, so that makes sense.
Demon doing a quick check of his magic. He needs to buy a level 7 spell, and he will have his row 1, column 1 ready to go.
Okay, there was fast at level 7, but the issue might be that both of those were unlearnable before promotion.
I believe you can learn the top slot there in Gaia as a black wizard, but the bottom slot is locked for promotion.
Right, so Dem0nfr0g is actually going back to promote and get fast instead of whatever that other spell was that he could have gotten at the time.
Alright, GregglyPuff going to give us a look at the first speed bump here in Topher. Blinking, you're probably going to miss it. Showing some respect to Lich 1, though. Or Lich 2 is... Punch by that black belt. 10 hits, 1550 damage. Good night, Lich. And moving on.
I was gonna say, I mean, what's with this healing before Lich 2?
I mean, I guess if you're, Lich gets turn order and throws out like a cheeky zap or something. But, I mean, yeah.
Right. Well, GregglyPuff gets a really nice run. I don't think there was any more than one encounter on that fire floor, and is through carry in as much time as it takes to say it. Now into the tough floors. At the water floor now.
Yeah, my least favorite floor in all of Temple of Fiends. Doesn't say much, though, because I think this is everybody's least favorite floor.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can tell you, you've got at least one more subscriber to that camp right here in the commentary booth with you. But GregglyPuff gets another good run and puts a red mage in front to take damage, just to be on the safe side, and starts throwing all the punches. Even without fast, we're doing 600 damage. This is going to work pretty well for GregglyPuff.
Yeah, Kraken just throwing out a stun and an ice too. Kind of surprised he's not just throwing out fades for the heck of it, but I mean, that's fine. Black Belt already does the job. Down goes Kraken 2, and on to Tiamat floor.
Yeah, and I can't recall if there was anything else at the fade level that might be more valuable. That could be the reason why not. I'm just going to check the spell list here. Fade was at level 1. So Fade and Nuke were both at level 1, and I think the only other thing there that was relevant was Bane, which doesn't matter anymore, so maybe just saving them for Chaos. But look at this, Bane's taking out both red mages.
And this Tiamat's got some evasion, only 2 hits by this black belt. There we go, punches through, 5 hits, 1000 damage. We're at man mode now, on our way to Chaos.
Yeah, so, well, how high did Chaos roll? This is going to be interesting to see, because if Chaos has evasion, it could be an issue. GregglyPuff doesn't have the power bomb.
Yeah, let's see what he does here. Okay, yep, he's going to defense up. Greg knows he's got a pretty good lead on Demon right here. He's going to play things safe. He's going to get evasion up to max. Chaos already missing. 10 hits, 1000 damage. Chaos is not long for this world, nor the world 2,000 years in the past. 9 hits, almost 850 damage. 9 hits, 634 damage. Chaos is terminated. GG's, GregglyPuff.
Yeah, GG's. And talk about nerves. Chaos threw out the perfect thing right there on round 1. It was a slow 2. If that had landed, it could have been much more difficult for GregglyPuff. However, it didn't. And, well, you've seen the results. Good game, GregglyPuff.
Yeah, and GregglyPuff finishes with an official racetime.gg time of 57 minutes and 5 seconds. GG's.
Yeah, so I'm going to invite Greggly over to the booth.
Alright, Dem0nfr0g going to work his way up to Tiamat. Going to throw some Banes at her and see what happens. Let's see if he has a little bit better luck than Greggly did. Tiamat with damage poison. Didn't see that earlier. Bane goes out, and Final Fantasy going to Final Fantasy Rando. 1 cast of Bane. Down goes Tiamat, and that's much better odds than Gret had.
Yeah, and look at that, hitting level 37 on the secondary characters. Definitely not a weak party. Dem0nfr0g's not going to have any trouble with Topher once we get there, but still has to light up that last defeat Lich with Quake Tile.
So Cake is either here at level 8 Gaia, or it's at level 8 Lefane. Hopefully it is here. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so Dem0nfr0g is going to Lefane anyway.
He's gonna turn in that slab and see what it gives him. If he translated it, which I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, I saw a slab translation by one of them, so, and the tracker does indicate that it was Dem0nfr0g that did so.
Oh, and it's a Bane sword. Okay.
So we must end up having, that speaks to our confusion from earlier. There are actually more locations than there are items, so we have 2 duds in this flag set.
Okay.
And we saw one of them. Now that I think of it, we did see one of them was gold.
Alright, Dem0nfr0g gonna head into Topher himself right here. Gonna try to cake down Lich 2 and finish out the seed with some honor. I completely respect that. Close out the tournament on a positive note by finishing your seed. I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely. The show must go on. And Dem0nfr0g is in here with the big swagger and black belt and lots of support magic. Should not have any trouble. Wonder if we'll see that Bane again, though, because that certainly took out most of GregglyPuff's party.
Yeah, I know that he picked up a ribbon as well. I'm not sure if he equipped it on any of these black mages. So we'll see. If it's even needed. Yep, as we have Dead Pulse and DVS in chat saying that it's still entering Topher at sub hours, super impressive. Absolutely. Dem0nfr0g, a great runner, showing us all how to do it here, playing a little double anti-bingo.
Yeah, and it's only going to get more and more exciting as we get deeper into the tournament. We've already seen so many close matches. Greggly's last match was a perfect example of this. And here's another one where they're, just steps apart, both finishing close to the hour mark. And, Dem0nfr0g is, if you were just watching this run without seeing somebody else on screen, you'd be going, wow, I can't believe this speed. I can't believe this time.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Dem0nfr0g gonna feed Lich some cake. Dem0nfr0g with all the RNG luck casting these insta-kill spells takes down Lich 2 with one single slice of cake.
Yeah, and heads up play to use Quake on the Fiend Refight version of Lich instead of the one all the way down the bottom of Earth. Some people were asking that early on in the tournament. Can you do that? Is it still valid? And yeah, not only is it valid, but it's pretty smart. The Quake spell does have a slightly smaller chance of hitting against Lich 2 than it does against Lich 1. I think it's something like 28% on Lich 1 versus 25% on Lich 2.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still high enough that you can definitely get it, and you don't have to take that super big detour to the bottom of Earth Gate.
Yep. Alright, Dem0nfr0g pulling carry. We got temper, fast, and another temper, and carry down.
Carry taking out a black mage with them, but Dem0nfr0g, of course, also has access to life 2, so that's not going to slow him down very much.
Yep, and hit level 43 on the black belt after taking through that fight, so this is just a matter of time here for Dem0nfr0g.
Yep, and with fast, these should go even fight. These fights should go over even more quickly than Greggly's did, as Dem0nfr0g comes close to one-shotting Lynch, but maybe this nuke will finish it off. Not quite.
And Kraken gonna always find the life caster as she punches on the red mage there, but she survived.
Oh yeah, those tentacles have some kind of adhesive glue on them that just seek out and destroy life casters.
Yeah, whether it's back rowing a white mage or finding the red mage with life, that Kraken always seems to seek her out.
Oh yeah, even if it's Blursing that gives the white mage.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. Kraken will find it.
Alright, we got fast, temper fast going off. Tiamat leads with the lightning 2. Nuke for 112, second fast, ineffective because the first one hit. Couple lock 2s, 3 lock 2s and a punch. There we go, 14 hits, almost 2,000 damage. Down goes Tia 2, and on to Chaos Floor goes Dem0nfr0g. Dem0nfr0g going to finish the seed at probably about the sub 107 mark. Still a fantastic time. Greggly just had, Greggly was just blazing fast.
Yep, and it's worth pointing out too that this seed was not free in terms of movement because it took a long time to find that floater.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them, I think, were above half an hour before they got in the air.
Yeah, if not a little bit more, I think. Almost 40 minutes, so that just shows the caliber of these runners here, being able to just fly through the end of the seed once they get in the air. No pun intended.
Yep. Well, there it is. Chaos is down. And GG's, get your GG's out in chat for Dem0nfr0g, who finishes at about the 1 hour, 6 minute, and 37 mark.
Yep, official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, 11 seconds. GG's Dem0nfr0g.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome to the booth.
What's up?
So, once they get in the air, no pun intended.
Yes. Well, there it is. Chaos is down.
I'll
go first. Get GG's out in
Greg,
chat.
really, I wish I'd put on a better show, because this was not my best race, especially on the P podcast.
Yep, official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 6 minutes, 11 seconds. GG's Dem0nfr0g. Hi, welcome to the booth. So, what...
I'll go first. Did we just lose Dem0nfr0g, or is it me that's not on the air anymore?
I think we're getting a little bit of feedback here. I'm trying to see what's going on.
Okay.
Dem0nfr0g, can you hear us?
Yep.
Hey, GG's, buddy. How do you think that seed went? What are your thoughts?
It was really sloppy on my part, and I was pretty much on my back heels pretty much the entire way. As soon as I saw Greg like the hit 30, I said, "Oh, I did something wrong," and that's when I was with the bingo.
I think we're getting a little bit of feedback.
And like 5 minutes later, he hits 30. I go, okay, there's something in that neck of the woods, so let's go that way, I guess.
Yeah, that seed definitely seemed a little trolly with the movement, that floater being buried fairly deep there. But you raced a really great race. Greggly found those eyes pretty early on, which gave him a level lead, and he just kind of flew from there.
Yeah, just so happened I found the Sarias, and they're not bad, but that baited me into staying in Earth longer than I should have, and getting into that neck of the woods of ice or a volcano, which likely would have been next. But you know what? It is what it is.
Demon, I've got a question for you, and this is just for like my benefit as newer player of this game, and I've never competed on Dab before. But I was wondering, I guess you must have been keeping track of the gloves, cap, buckler, and cloth tile from the beginning, since it was part of your required row. Is that something that you keep paper notes on, or how do you account for a tile like that?
So normally for races I don't do that, but for dad there's so many moving parts. I literally, as soon as I see the board, um, anything that I need. So I've got a piece of paper that says zombie, and I have ghoul, zombie, Geist, inspector, and the floors that where they show up. And I had the 4 lists that I'd cross off as I went, and I had what else did I have? Confused, Quake, and Bane, and I just had that written down. And as soon as I see that in the level, if I can't buy it, I write down a number so I know what level it is to go. So I know exactly where to go for Bane. So for dad, I've been using paper notes up till now.
Okay, yeah, no, it definitely must have worked for you. As we were saying, I mean, even coming in second as you did, you still got a great time on this seed with just over an hour. It looked like the thing that really held you back in the end, more than anything, was that defeat Lich with Quake Tile. And at what point did you start to think, oh no, that might be floater locked?
I mean, as soon as I didn't see it in 5 or 6, I was like, okay, there's a good chance this is promotion locked, at least. But I had the tail early. I forget where it was, but it was pretty early, so I wasn't too worried about it. And then once it to 3-eye grind, I'm like, okay, I can get the black mages to have enough spell charges to at least take a crack at Quaking Lich 2. I almost always will Quake Lich 2 instead of 1 unless I need to halfway down Earth or have the visit Lich's floor. So I was pretty content with knowing I was going into Lich 2, and I rolled the dice, and this time it worked out.
Yeah, 2 things. 1, yes, the tail was vendor item at Crescent, and you did pick that up pretty early. 2, yeah, we were talking about that in chat, that this idea that, it says defeat Lich with Quake, but that doesn't mean you got to go all the way down to the bottom of Earth Cave. And, it looks to me like kind of it's a big brain play, but it's also a no-brainer at the same time. Like, that's what you should do, right? Like, you shouldn't be going down to the bottom of Earth when you could just do it in Topher, right?
Yeah, it's a little over 30% versus right around 20, a little under 25%. Obviously, you run the risk of Lich 2 being a lot nastier, but yeah, you gotta roll a dice sometimes. And once I turned the crystal in, and that was cube. I forget. It wasn't something that immediately benefited me. I was like, okay, I'm in this neck of the woods. There's no reason to sail all the way back to the Crescent area. I'm right by Earth. I have warp. And that right then is when I committed and said, okay, Lich 2 is going to be the thing I quake, not Lich 1. Because I'm going down here to see what's in the vampire chest.
Yeah. So at what point did you decide on your second line? Because successfully confused carry was one that, well, I guess maybe that would have been an early clue because confused was at level 1. But was there ever a point where you were considering a second line, or did you pretty much know from the beginning that you were going to be going for that top left to bottom right?
I was pretty content with that. Trying to, yeah, I'm pretty sure I committed to that pretty early. Because with confused rolling so early, I was like, okay, that's not going to be too bad, and you have to be 30 steps away from carry to check the incentive, which wasn't needed, but Maz, I don't know, I guess it didn't really help you this time, but your odds are you're going to be down there early, saying what's in that incentive, and confuse at 1, that's easy. I already had to get the buckler. Mainly the pirates I just kept open, because there's 4 lines that can go with that. And status elemental, that's pretty easy. And purchase a spell from 1 to 7, yeah, it's pretty easy too.
Yeah, well, listen, great play all around. I definitely learned a few things, including, there was a point where you took a grind down in Earth, and I didn't know about that room south of your entrance where you can actually do the grind without stepping onto an encounter tile. So that was something I learned today. So, big time GGs for you. Dem0nfr0g, Luffy, any questions for Demon while we're still here?
No, I think we hit on pretty much everything. It was a great race. The 1 hour, 6 minutes, nothing to sneeze at. That was fantastic running. Just a few subtle bad breaks didn't go your way, but it was just really greatly run. It was a pleasure to watch, so thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think that's going to do it for us. The race is done. We've got a little wrap up to do here. Luffy, should I run through that, or do you want to take us out of here?
Yeah, Roxal, go ahead and tell us what we got going on.
Okay, so the Winter Dab tournament is approaching the end game, so to speak, but we're not there yet. GregglyPuff is going to advance now to the round 6 of the consolation bracket. He's still waiting for an opponent. We have in round 4 the DVS7 versus Lord Fizzlebeef match to be played. The winner of that is going to play the Hangry Canuck, and then the winner of that is going to play GregglyPuff. Once GregglyPuff and that contender resolve their match, they're going to go on to round 7, which is going to be against the loser of the semifinals in the main brackets. If you're still with me, raise your hand, and then that will decide the overall winner. So we're getting very close here, and it's a big time congratulations and testament to skill to any runners who have made it this far. Yep. So if you're in chat, check it out. We've got some links there. We've got some links to the race crew tonight. So big time shout outs to my co-commentator, Luffy DV, who was also restreaming this, pulling double duty and accounting for some audio issues. So we really appreciate that. Also on tracking, we had Danny3883 doing a great job. We had the runners themselves, which you can follow. So that's GregglyPuff and Dem0nfr0g. And there's an invite there to join our community, where we've got a Discord server that you can come join and learn about the game. And there's also the randomizer itself. If you're already somewhat familiar with randomizers, you can just jump straight into there, check out the resources, check out the rando itself, and just start playing around with it. Also, we do have a YouTube channel as well. You can go there and you can check out Lord Fizzlebeef's Time for Learn videos, as well as previous tournaments that have been uploaded. If you're just looking to binge for a weekend on old videos, that's how I got started in interest in this game. And that's going to do it for us. So thank you to Randomania for letting us use their channel for this event. We'll be back as soon as we can get our next races figured out. So from all of us here at the Final Fantasy Randomizer community team, I'm RockSolid84, thanking you for joining us and reminding you that until next time, you always got to keep your head up and don't forget to go fast.